Hey everyone, so after listening to everything everyone had to say about my first video, I decided to come back, do another tile video for you guys, but this time explain kind of my process, what I do, how I start, everything. So let me adjust the camera and then we'll get started. I'll show you guys some of the products, everything. Alright, I'm back. So to start off, for all my tiles, I like to use these little mini solo cups. I get them from the local dollar store, Dollar Tree. There's like 16 in a pack, or 12 in a pack, something around there. But they're great. They come out clean every single time after using them, so they're really handy. And I also use them as the base underneath all my tiles. On my tiles, you'll notice they're not shiny. I use a bonding primer on them. It helps paint adhere, keeps them from chipping, sliding off, and peeling off everything. It helps the paint bind to the tiles. Also, another step before painting, I like to tape off the bottom of all my tiles using painter's tape. I like the orange one. It has a little bit better adhesion than the blue tape does. Some other products that I like to use. Let's start off with this. You'll see Christina Welch, she likes to use the WD-40 with the silicone. I found this one. It was half the price of the WD-40. It's called Blaster. It's a silicone lubricant. Do the same thing. I spray the bottom of my cups. Helps the paint release and a little less cleanup inside the cups afterwards. I always have my torch. Simple one I bought from Lowe's with the butane in case I do run out. I always like to have a skewer, some tweezers in case I have to remove any chunks, anything that the Floetrol might leave behind. I also have a rag that I use for all cleanup, everything, wiping the gloves off in between each tile. Comes in handy. Something also was pointed out, I forgot my gloves in my first video, so I will be using gloves tonight. Keeps everything a little bit cleaner. Clean up, just take them off, toss them, go on with life. Alright, so as for the paint, all of my paint that I use is Color to Go from Sherwin Williams. They come in quart sizes like this for, I think, like $6 when they're on the sale. So you get a big old heavy quart of paint for $6. The colors tonight that we're going to be using are Skanda. It's 6529. It's a Sherwin Williams color. All my colors, or all my paints are half Floetrol, half paint, and then a few drops of silicone added to them. Oh, the silicone before I forget. I've tried treadmill silicone, I've tried multiple different lubricants. I ended up finding this one. It's like $6 on Walmart's website. So I ended up ordering that. It's pure dimethicone and it gives me the best cells over using treadmill silicone. So if you're looking for larger, more consistent cells, try this stuff. Also, going back to the paint, so second color we're using tonight is called Lotus Flower, another Sherwin Williams color. Also Dark Night, which is almost identical to Prussian Blue, so if you're looking for a color that's close to Prussian and you can't find it anywhere, give this Dark Night from Sherwin Williams a try. It's SW6237. Next color is called Hazel. It's 6471. And then last color is a color that I made myself. It's a mix between the Liquitex Soft Body Iridescent White and Sherwin Williams Butternut 6389. I added a little bit of this to about half this container, probably a little bit more, and Floetrol, and it came out with this really pretty champagne pearl. I don't know if you can see it at all in the camera, but it's a really soft pearl without being too white. So yeah, those are the colors that we're going to be starting with. Let me get my gloves on, move these out a little bit more, because this process is a little bit messy. Makes a lot of paint skins. Let's focus. And get our gloves on. Alright, so let's set our little cups out for each one. Just a little bit in each cup. These are all little things that I've learned from other YouTubers. Christina Welch, Mixed Media Girl, Deby Coles, they've all been amazing influences. And a lot of cool little tips and tricks, like finding a good clear coat for afterwards from Deby Coles. She has a video out. I'm going to try to find the link to it, but she talks about different clear coats for coasters that are heat resistant, don't stick, and this ended up being one of the ones on her video that came out every single time. It has a nice finish to it. You want to apply at least 2 to 3 coats. But this is the stuff. I ended up finding it. I haven't tried the stone coat resin yet. I haven't gotten mine in, so we'll try that in another video. But for now, we're just focusing on the paint. So I'm going to start with this pearl. I'm going to do a little bit in each cup. I find when I add my metallics like this to the bottom, they come out on top and then slowly sink down afterwards. So you still get a lot more of the metallic. When I layer the metallic last, you don't really see it come out. So after the pearl, we're going to go bold. We're going to go with the dark night. A little bit in each one. And also layering is another thing I'd like to talk about. So certain colors, if you don't want them completely mixing, or say like this Skanda, it's like a periwinkle color, and this dark night, since they're both on the blue tones, I like to separate them, throw in something a little bit bolder, like using this hazel next. There's a lot of white to it, so it will sink. It's a heavier pigment, but it just helps break up the blue tones. And since I love that lotus flower next to this periwinkle color, we're going to do the Skanda and then the lotus flower. It's a very soft pink. And we're just going to repeat this process again, adding a little bit into each cup. until to that third line down in these little cups. So it's 1, 2, 3, this third line, that's about where I fill them. You can even go less because the tile doesn't take that much paint. But again, I like the paint skins afterwards. I use them for jewelry and other fun little projects. I'm going to try to do a video on as well. So let's get these all in here. Sorry if this is boring watching me do this. And it's not the most riveting thing to watch in the world. Something that also helps for anybody starting off. I found this little box top, but it's amazing for having everything kind of put together. And we can keep all your basics in one area instead of running around like I did in my first video. I wasn't exactly fully prepared, so it was like, I don't know what to grab. I was kind of all over the place in my little studio. So I decided in this video I was going to put everything together, have it all prepped, have it all prepared, and try to be a little bit more professional about this. So, tip, get something, maybe a basket or a box or something, and just kind of have everything pre-put together before starting these, or any painting for that. You notice artists, they're not very organized half the time, so things kind of pile up or get mixed in with other things, and then you go to paint and you can't find any of it. So that's something I learned from starting YouTube. Be organized. Alright, so we're just going to do flip cups on all of these. Just like I did in that first one. Mixing up the colors. I did a similar set to these the other night as well. Didn't film it, but I love the color combination. I used silver instead of pearl, so I'm kind of excited to see how this turns out. But we're just gonna wait here a second. Give them all a little tap. Oh, that's another thing. Sharpie. If you're going to start marking a lot of your bottles, Sharpie comes in handy, but something that helps in the long run is marking your bottle, then covering it with clear tape so it doesn't wear off. I've noticed I have this issue happening a lot, whereas you hold the bottle and it starts to wear down. So I started on some of my other colors adding clear tape over it so you can still read the color that you put into each of these bottles. Alright, so it should have enough time, and let's start. Actually, let me see if I can move these back just a smidge. So here we go. Do you want me to, no. Let me zoom in. Alright, so. You see there's a lot of paint on here. Already a lot of cells. And you can see that pearl running through the top. So just gonna start pouring some of this off. I'm gonna try to keep this area. So let's drag some paint. Let's get this corner. So you can see all the cells already popping up. Let's place that on the side. And this is where that rag comes in handy. Paper towels, things like that. They always talk about reducing your carbon footprint. So paper towels, constantly throwing stuff away versus having a rag that you can reuse each time. Anyway. So next one is this little guy right here. I don't know if you can see the cells already forming right here. I'll come back and I'll torch. See if we can release any more cells. Alright, so when I have these two in frame, kinda in frame, let's try torching it, see what else comes to life. Now the little air bubbles popping. I don't think anything's going to come out of that. But, ooh, all the cells in this one. Alright, so let's move on to these next two. Since I'm doing this kind of frame by frame. Alright. Starting with this guy. Oh, also, as Christina's always talking about releasing the paint. Using that silicone spray just keeps everything clean, everything easier, not a lot of paint left over in there. Ooh, look at all that pearl. Alright, so we're going to tilt it this way first. Then we're going to come back. And straight down the side. I know, I really like that little corner, but really liking that. I'm going to torch that one real quick before I move on to the last one. I'm excited to see what that pearl does. Those little air bubbles coming up. Yeah, it's going to slowly sink and more of the color is going to come out like in this one. Oh, I know it's hard to see in your video, but all of this is just very pearl. It's a really pretty luster to it. And last one. Ooh, right off the bat, let's see if I can show you guys. Let's come to this corner next. I like to pull some of it, so not a lot of cells come off right off the bat. So you'll see me kind of pull the gloves to fill in these corners. Just give you guys a little close up. Also, let me know how lighting is. Do you need more light, less light? Is it too bright in here? I've tried watching 1,000 YouTube videos on lighting, general tips for everybody on placement. I'm working on getting an overhead display. That way you guys can see from above. But till then, I have you guys mounted kind of on the wall in front of me. So you can see what's going on. Pop some of these bubbles. Some of the little bubbles popping up right now. I think it's from that pearl. I was shaking it up a little bit too much earlier. Still not a lot going on with this, but I kind of like that solid blue. But we'll leave it at that. Let me get these gloves off and then I'll bring you guys down for a close-up. Also, there's links to all my Instagrams, Redbubble, everything. I try to post photos of everything on my Instagram so you can see the dry finished product on there. I don't have an Etsy, but I'm kind of working on getting that. Also putting paintings up onto bigcartel.com. I can upload, I think, up to 5 for free. So I'll be doing that. Yeah, so let's bring you guys down, take a look, see what madness came out of all of this. So there's those 4. share, comment. Let me know what you guys think. My process. Here we go. I'll eventually learn where to put it. Yeah. No music this time. I know some of you don't like music. It's just me and my voice, which I'm kind of afraid to hear on recording, but something I have to get over. Until next time, thank you. Again, like, share. Let me know what you think about lighting, about this process, anything you guys want to see changed. I try to be as informative as I could, so most of the beginners out there have a kind of an idea of what to do. So yeah, you guys have a great night or day, whatever time it is that you're watching it.